So it's Thursday night. I'm in a really good mood because I'm off tomorrow, and Saturday is my birthday, and so tomorrow I took off so that I could do a couple things. One thing, between tomorrow and Saturday morning, I need to clean my house and and figure out what I'm gonna have for food and stuff, because I want to feed people. And ooh, I have my chestnuts. Maybe I'll do something with my chestnuts. But I also want to work on my website, and maybe I'm going to work on my photos a little bit tomorrow. Well, my goal should be, I'm just making it up right now. I need to do the content. I need to do the writing for the content, for the storytelling part of my webpage. And I need to write the content for my homepage. And if I get that stuff done, and maybe throw a few more of my writings and blogs and things from the past that I want to throw out there on my blog part, then if I still have time, if I get all that done and I still have time, I'll start working on my photos to make sure that I put out there images that I can actually print. Cat. Put things out there that I can print, make sure that, I've got high quality images, and not that I have to have that all set up to print yet, but I would like to be able to at least know that the things that are out there are functional. So, but if I don't get to that, that's okay. The main thing is I want to get the rest of it done so that I can post something about it or share it or whatever. The other thing is, what did I want to write about today, or I wanted to talk about? For one thing, it's the end of the day. I'm a little bit raggedy, and I wanted to do a video. I'm often, when I'm doing these things, I'm doing them before I go to work. And of course, that's a little bit of a cheaty thing, because it means I have just gotten ready for the day. So I have a really cool but long video blog from about a week or so ago. And where I did a whole thing with no makeup on. It had to have been on the weekend or something. And I thought it would be funny to do, totally like raw, real, whatever. And I really liked it, and I wanted to, and I would put it on, I would post it, except that the one thing is, it's got some of the stuff that I talked about was like, of the nature of being personal, where I thought, I don't know if I really want to put that out there. So it might be a little too personal. And so then I thought I could edit it down and take some of the sections out, which I may do. But meanwhile, it's got to be edited. I can't just put it out there. So I didn't put that out there yet. But anyway, so tonight I thought, okay, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I'm kind of a little bit raggedy, a little worse for wear. It's the end of the day. And so so I just wanted to do it visually instead of just on the audio, which I was going to do. Anyway, I worked pretty late today because I had a lot of stuff to get done because I'm taking off tomorrow. But I wanted to talk about a couple things. I hope I remember what they were. One thing is I remember one thing I wanted to say. So I feel that something interesting is happening to my experience of the world right now. And I think, my pocket, my pochette. So I've been it's kind of weird. It's like, I am often cheerful and buoyant at work. There's plenty of times when I'm not, when I'm tired or stressed out, or when I bitch and moan, which has been more often in the last couple of years than it ever used to be, which is one of the reasons I knew I needed to get out of there. But also the energy of the whole place is really down a lot of times. A lot of complaining. A lot of, oh no, they're not going to do this. You know, it irritates me. It actually often has had the impact of irritating me in such a way that my judgment of what people are being like, I accidentally, inadvertently, I turn that around and I end up being that way with them. But it's me feeling critical of them for being so whining critical of the client, right? So I do the same thing. I buy it. I buy in and I participate. And I get in the ring with them, which I hate. I hate that. I hate that in general. I especially hate it about myself when I do that. I feel like I feel so, it's not really inauthentic, because in the moment it's totally authentic. But it's not the me that I prefer to be. It's not the me that I'm wanting to radiate out into the world. And I often notice that my energy does, I can see the ripples. I know that when I'm cheerful and I'm in a good mood, that it often will lift other people's spirits. It's one of the reasons I like to be, humorous or tell jokes, or, well, it's more wisecracks. But, I like to try to lighten the atmosphere. I've actually gotten in trouble for that at work, because our client that I work with the most has, they're very casual and they have a sense of humor, the groups that I work with, that they understand me and I understand them, and I can be very, sarcastic or whatever, just say, and they usually like it, and we have great fun. But when you're in that kind of zone, sometimes you forget or don't notice that there's some people in the mix who maybe don't know that about you, me, or aren't as comfortable with maybe some of the jokes. They're not off-color jokes. I don't even mean it like that. It's just that I tend to use ironic humor. So if somebody doesn't know that it's my humor and I'm being ironic, and I often do say something to let people know I was just joking around. But some people can take it wrong, and I did get into some hot water when, I sometimes I use it. It's a tool to lighten the atmosphere. Sometimes when the energy is heavy, it's not appropriate to lighten it. And I'll say that now. I would think, I don't know, I always think there's rarely an opportunity, especially at work, why you wouldn't be able to do that. But, I get it. So anyway, my point about all that is I do know that the energy that we bring and the energy that we're radiating does have an impact around us. But what I've noticed, I especially noticed it in the last couple of days, is people who aren't usually cheerful, even at my encouragement to be more cheerful, have been bubbly. It's weird. Like, I feel as though the people that are around me, the people that I'm coming into contact with in the last couple days, are uncharacteristically upbeat. I swear this is true. I don't think I'm imagining it. I mean, I can think of instances at work where it's like people are like smiling really big, like they're like really authentically happy smiling. And I don't know of any external reason for that, any external circumstance, anything that's happening either out in the world or at work or whatever. It seems irrational. It's irrational cheerfulness, like me. So I started thinking, is that like, am I like seeing things differently? Right? Like, it could be that. It could be that as I'm lifting my energy field, as I'm doing this work that I'm doing, as I'm doing my practice, and I'm so so sincere in my wishes, in my heart. Like, I'm doing a lot of heart work and a lot of like, I'm always opening my heart. It's risky and it can be scary. A lot of people are protective of their heart. I'm often actually unprotective of my heart to a fault. But that being said, I always feel like when it comes down to it, I still would rather be overly open and risk. I'm not as happy about it when I'm having a traumatic moment because something is hurting because my heart is so open. But I still choose that all the time. And, but I swear, it's like everyone's happier or something. Now, I did start bringing my people from work into my prayer part of my work this morning, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But it's like, I'm like, in my prayerful part of my practice, I am showering people with light and with love. I am, with the I am work, you don't ask for things, you proclaim them. All right? Like, I'm not going to say, oh, I want to have courage. Please bring me courage. No, I'm going to say, I am courage. I say it way more fiercely than that, though, let me tell you. But it's, so I proclaim what I am. The I am. It's like whatever comes after that. I am whatever. You're creating that. So, and I've been, to some degree working on that for years as far as my awareness of how I use my language around that. Try to be mindful, but I've upped my game to the nth degree on that lately. And in my prayers, I said before, it's not like a typical prayer. Dear God, please bring this, that, and the other thing to someone. It's more like, beloved, mighty presence of God, shower brilliant, radiant light upon so-and-so. Shower them with radiant love. Shower them, right? Like, that's how I'm picturing it. Shower them with light. I do say help them do things, I'm realizing, because I say help them feel the strength of the earth in their feet. I love that one. I say that a lot. Yeah, and I say help them to know who they are. I love that one too. Help them to know who they are. But it's, so I guess I lied in the beginning because I said I don't ask for that kind of thing. But I guess I do. But I'm also proclaiming things on them, yeah, I can't say you are courage, just wouldn't work that way. So anyway, I am asking of the universe, the radiant light of God, to shower light and uplift and love. So I'm noticing that, and I always think I have better experiences surrounding me, better. I have really cool things that happen around me that I think are a result of the fact that I expect the best. And so a lot of times I get the best. Or I might, have really like positive things happen, or kismet, good fortune. And I always think it's because, because I'm not doing a lot of harm. I'm actively, I'm actively seeing myself as a force of good, the superpower. in the world, and not as, and I'm very careful not to be harmful. I've always been careful not to be harming people. I mean, and I have to work on releasing guilt over whatever I have. I still remember a time when I accidentally smashed a spider on my windshield when I was trying to save it. And experiences like that, like, are hard for me to let go of, because I'm like, oh my God, like, if I wouldn't have tried to help the spider, it wouldn't be dead now. So I'm trying to release some of my guilt. But anyway, so I think, I mean, I'm going to keep watching it, but the last couple of days in my practice, I started to, I've been feeling stuff. I've been feeling stuff. But anyway, the last few days, one of the things that I've been really noticing is this almost overwhelming feeling of humility. Yeah, like I first started to want to call it, I'm not worthy. Like, I look at everything that's happening. I look at the gifts that I've been given. I look at how things have flowed, and I feel, I think about my guides, who I know have saved me from the jaws of death at least a few times. I think that they must be tireless, like I think about, oh my God, I'm burdening them. I feel this deep gratitude, and in that I also have started to feel this almost overwhelming feeling of like it made me cry yesterday or today, one of them. It literally made me get into this whole crying space where I was like, what is happening? I'm not sad. I'm not like open heart crying that I'm aware of, but it felt almost like I'm not worthy, right? But it's not about I'm not worthy. I didn't feel I'm not worthy. I had to really scope it out what exactly it was. And it was, I'm so humbled. Like, it's making me want to cry right now, but I feel like when you get, and I thought everyone should be in this state, right? When you get really present to how much you've been given, how incredible this experience of life is, it just breaks you open. And when it first clicked in yesterday or today, it was when I was honoring and offering gratitude to my guides. And my experience of my guides is this, none of this do I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. However, I very strongly believe that I have guardian guide spirits. I think we all do. And I have evidence, I've experienced evidence of interventions. And so on my behalf, so I feel, and my picture of it is that there always is someone there, and not one person, but maybe more than one person. And that it could be one person for a time, and then they might move on, and then you might have someone else. Or it could be multiple people at the same time. I don't know. But I feel very strongly that that there are multiple people. I don't know if they're people. Feels like people to me, because that's all I understand. And I don't know if guides are people who have moved beyond our life, people who have died and gone on to another realm, or if it's spirits who have never even been embodied. I don't know. What I do feel strongly, though, is that they are there, that I am not alone, that psychologically, when I give them permission to exist by putting my attention on them and saying, yes, they are there, I feel them more. And sometimes in my practice, I might be thinking about that, and I honestly feel as though I'm being enfolded. It's so wonderful. So when I think about these guides, I think it's so it's such a selfless thing to do, right? It's service, like dedicated service. While some friggin' whimsical human being like me is just like going about my business. I mean, I'm high maintenance for my guides. I gotta tell you. I know that. I know that. That's why I feel so grateful. I feel like, things get, I'm forgetting something or whatever, and something happens like, oh, there's that, I feel like that's my guides. And so as I get more clear on that, I often think like, I think I'd be a good guide. Like, I think I'd be a good, radiant assister of a human being if that's something you get to do when you move on. Like, I think, like my friend Jerry, I feel him sometimes, and I think, I don't think he's just necessarily hovering around me all the time, or he's one of my guides, but I feel as though if I think about him and talk to him and ask for him, I feel like he's able to be present. Does that mean, are we able to do that for each other? Maybe when we're sleeping, when we've died and we've moved on, or what if there is such a thing as reincarnation and you do come back? What if you're back in when you're in your sleep time? Is it possible that your soul is able to be connected to people from your past lives, if that exists? And if that and since I think time isn't the way that we interpret it, then who knows? It could happen all at the same time. I love thinking about that stuff. But anyway, so when I think about that, then I also think about, like, I feel like a part of my character, a part of what I feel good about is I feel like I'm a good support person, and that's not, I don't mean I'm good at support every opportunity that I have, or that everybody in my life that I'm trying to be supportive of, that I'm like aces on it. But I do feel like I'm pretty good at it. I'm good at I'm good at the steady presence, I think. Some people might argue that. I feel that I am good at steady presence. So if somebody needs my full attention, my full steady attention, I'm good at that. And so I think, like, I start to identify with these guides, with saints and angels too, right? Like, with these angelic beings. What, my cat is only in the last week started getting up on counters. What are you doing? She's not allowed. Come here. Where are you going? What are you doing? Get. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, she's been hovering a lot lately. So I start to identify him from the perspective of what it's like to live a life of service, or to aspire to. Because in this current life, I don't have a calling to be a nurse, a nun, or any of that. I do sometimes feel like I would like someday to do hospice work. I think I'd be good at that. I think I would. I don't know. Might freak me out, but I think I'd be good at that, because again, hospice work, I feel like, what do you need? Steady presence, right? Grounded, steady presence. My specialty. Anyway, so when I started thinking about the help I get, and I started to open my heart in love to these beings, I just started to cry. I mean, and it just like welled up, and the crocodile tears which I feel if I cry when I'm doing my meditation work, my prayers or my meditating, when I do cry, which is fairly often, it's not bad crying, it's good crying. Sometimes it's sad crying. What are you looking at? I hope I don't have a mouse in the basement. See, that's a dilemma. When I have insects in my house or mice, it's a dilemma because I got to figure out what am I going to do because I don't really want to kill anybody. She's acting pretty weird. Anyway, when you think about it, you know, these bodies that we have, brains, the ability to create out of nothing. When I do my art, that's why I feel so amazing when I do my drawings, because I'm like, it's an act of creation. It's the most amazing thing that we can do that our hands, that we have hands that can do these intricate things. Like my cat can't do that. She could be fully conscious for all the hell I know, but she can't do stuff like this, you know? I feel so fortunate. Anyway, I would be able to go on and on and on about the things that I think are amazing about life. My point was originally was just that I suspect, and I'm going to be watching it, but I suspect that I've been turning some corners on the on the tenderness and the buoyance and the lightness, and I feel as though I'm seeing it around me, and my wondering is if can you just stay here? What if you stay right here? What if you stay right here? See how long she stays here. The thing is, and then I have to scratch her, and then I have to grit my teeth. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. It's hard to think when you have purring in your ear. And when your half-naked cat, he snuggled on you. And you're gritting your teeth because when you scratch her, you have to grit your teeth. Anyway. So my thought is that it's possible that as that I'm creating a more beautiful world, and it's around me. It doesn't mean, I can't say that the people that I'm seeing being irrationally, uncharacteristically cheerful in their lives like that, it's all better for them. But the world that I'm creating with my vision is what I'm seeing. Maybe I'm just seeing the best of them because that's what I'm generating. How cool is that? So I'm going to be watching that. Anyway, I thought that was going to be quicker. I always think things are going to be quicker, but I did feel like I wanted to record those thoughts because they were really strong today. And also my cheerfulness that even at the end of the day I feel good because I'm not working tomorrow. It's not just because I'm not working tomorrow, because I don't hate my job, but it's that I'm going to be getting some of my stuff done and preparing for my birthday party. Like, that's fun. I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know who will come. I mean, I think it's going to be just fun to just like see who comes, and it could be 3 people. It won't be. I mean, my kids will come, and I know some of my friends will come, but the weather could get really bad. My birthday at this time of year is, I've had birthdays where all of a sudden we had a huge snowstorm and then no one was available. So I'm I'm open to that, but I'm kind of psyched about because it's my people, right? Like I am all about my people. All of my people. That means all of the people that I am connected with. My friends, my family, my friends from all the different things that I do. You know, my music. Like last night, I went to the Uptown, and um, you know, everybody was happy. There's so much happiness, and the music was fun. And that was after I went to the opera, and the opera was fabulous. Oh my God, I gotta get this one. Turandot, Turandot, Turandot. I don't know how you say it, but it was fabulous, and I think I would like just listening to it. But but anyway, I just I don't know why I brought those up. Just some random thoughts floating around in my head. Um, anyway, I'm rambling now. I must be done with what I needed to say, and tomorrow's another day. So it's 9 o'clock. It just turned 9 o'clock when I looked at my watch. So it's 9 o'clock. So I'm gonna try to go to bed early today, so that I get up early, so that I get some things going. I'm not gonna try to do much tonight. I was gonna make some phone calls, but I changed my mind. And maybe I'll read. Maybe I'll practice my music stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna end my video with my handy dandy clicker so I don't have to reach up to the phone and push the button. I'm gonna be modern. I'm just gonna click it from here. Happy Thursday night.